I'm Rob from Barefoot Gaming, and we are about to get Dick Wilde again for Dick Wilde 2 in virtual reality. So I'm going to start by explaining this in case you have never heard of a Dick Wilde game. Dick Wilde is a wave shooter, but don't run away yet. This thing actually stands out. Spoiler alert, it's way more fun than it has any right to be. The concept is very straightforward. You are a dude standing on a raft. Mind you, you can play multiplayer, so you can play cooperative with a friend also working on the raft. And your goal is to get from point A through different checkpoints. And every time you get to a checkpoint, you buy new weapons. You buy things that will make your raft safer. And you also have to pick up keys so you can unlock levels, which means that every river and everything that you're riding down splits multiple ways. So you can't just go through every level once. If you are amazing at this game, which you're not going to be, this game is super hard. Putting that out there, it starts slow and it gets harder and harder and harder. So if you're looking for challenge, keep watching. Now, this is available on the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift. It doesn't list Windows Mixed Reality, but like usual, if you have a WMR and you decide to buy this, it doesn't work, you can get your money back on Steam. This is also coming out for PlayStation VR very shortly, unless you are watching this very shortly, in which case it's probably already out. So let's keep moving, shall we? There are loads of weapons. I didn't count, but there are pages and pages of different weapons. Different kinds of handguns, different kinds of like shotguns, different kinds of automatics. You don't have to worry about ammo in this game, but you do have to worry about overheating. So let's say you buy an Uzi and you hold the trigger in and you just shoot. What'll end up happening is your shots will get more wild the longer you hold it in until it kind of overheats. You have to wait a little bit to use it again. Things like shotguns, the range will be much closer. You'll have things that have sights, things without sights, and the enemies are varied. Now, like I said earlier, your raft moves very slowly throughout the level, and there are a slew of different kinds of enemies. You'll have just basic fish that'll jump out of the water and attack you. You'll have things coming from the sky, either floating fish that come up and shoot at you. Some of them you can shoot the shots that come at you, others you can't, and you'll have to dodge. Speaking of, this uses room scale, so you can actually move around the raft to avoid damage, which is important because you can only take so much and your ship can only take so much before you lose the level. Now, how can your ship take damage? Well, there's things that your ship can crash into that you also have to shoot. So there'll be barrels, or there'll be, crates, or if you're hitting stuff that would have jumped out at you and didn't. Anything that your ship hits does damage. So all of that has to be cleared while enemies coming at you, while maybe you've got rats popping up on something, shooting at you, while you've got birds dropping things from the sky, or crabs crawling up on your ship and attacking it in the corners. There is just so much going on. There are, I believe, 33 levels total. Some are inside, some are outside, but the gist is always the same. You're always kind of moving around, and you don't control your raft. You just have to get from point A to point B. And then again, once you get there, Dick Wilde is waiting for you to sell you weapons, which you either have enough money for by shooting all the stuff that was in front of you or not. Something else I should mention is there are boss fights. And the last important thing I'm going to mention on this, because again, being a wave shooter, there is no storyline. It's a toxic river, all kinds of stuff has gone crazy and is coming at you, but it is cross-platform compatible, which is nice, because if you're playing multiplayer in VR, it is really hard to find enough people to play with. Enough with the formalities, let's review this. Pros, cons, what did I think? Out of 5, this game looks really good. I like the way it looks. It's very cartoonish. They're not going for realism. I like the dynamics of the guns. I like how they all feel like they handle different. Everything from the gun that shoots like a little sausage that'll just kind of lob, to things that it's just every weapon feels different. So major pro. It is a wave shooter. Now, some of you will see that as a con. My issue with wave shooters is when we are bombarded with them, when that's all you get. And a poor quality wave shooter is no fun. Honestly, I've had crazy amounts of fun with Dick Wilde 2. It is super challenging, and all the games I've played through, this thing has added piles of replayability, because not only do I have to play a level again if I've passed it, because I want to get the other keys, I want to experience the different enemies, but the game gets really really difficult as it goes on, and you start feeling more and more impressed with your own abilities. And it is just, it's hectic. You're bouncing around, dodging shots, trying to clear the levels out in front of you before you hit things. There's doors you have to open where you have to shoot the numbers in the right sequence. Honestly, guys, you did a really good job. I'm giving this game, and this will blow our regular watchers out of the water, a 4.5 out of 5. This game is lots of fun as a wave shooter. You're looking for story? Don't buy the game. You're looking for, some kind of crazy depth? Don't buy the game. If you're looking for something that is just fun to play, that you just want to kind of play a shooting gallery where all your targets are always different, Dick Wilde 2, highly recommended. That's it. That's the review. If you like our reviews, subscribe. You'll know when the next one's coming out. Like if you like it, and comment if you have any questions. I am always looking down there, and I'm always doing my best to answer anything you guys have to ask. Love hearing from you, and I will talk to you again real soon. See ya.